All right, let's get to it. It's weather for Weather Geeks time. It's hump day. It's Wednesday, the 21st day of February 2018. As promised, today was a changeable day, starting out very, very mild, but then a big plunge in our temperatures as we got into the midday and afternoon. And compared to the 7 o'clock hour Tuesday evening, it's 34 degrees colder. That's a big number. So you definitely notice the change as you head outside. And, well, it's going to be kind of a roller coaster ride over the next several days, temperature-wise. We're going to see some mild temperatures, we're going to see some colder temperatures, and it's going to kind of go back and forth, along with kind of a back and forth precipitation pattern as well. Here's a 12 or an 18-hour loop of temperatures. Easy to pick out where the cold front moved through. Ahead of the front, if you thought it was warm here yesterday, you know, it was pushing into the mid-80s in some of the suburbs of D.C. this afternoon. Just remarkable February warmth along the East Coast ahead of that front. Look at the plume of moisture, though, that stretches from parts of Texas and Louisiana on north and east. And this storm track is going to remain active for the next several days, leading to more and more chances for precipitation across not only the Ohio Valley, the Mahoning Valley, the Shenango Valley, but parts of the Mississippi Valley as well. And severe weather is a concern down in parts of the Deep South this evening. The watches, the Severe Thunderstorm Watch and Tornado Watch, have been allowed to expire down there, but they had some gusty storms earlier on today. All right, up here at home, as I recorded this at about 7:35 p.m., we had some light to moderate rain around, probably seeing a few sleet pellets trying to mix in with this in a few spots. You see this kind of purpley pink color up north. The bark is a little worse than the bite on this. A lot of this isn't even reaching the ground, but if it is, it's real light rain with some sleet pellets mixed in. Really not expecting any problems on the roads this evening. Now, as we head through the overnight, kind of a tough forecast here because temperatures are going to be very, very marginal for precipitation type late tonight. What I mean by that is we could see just plain old rain. We could see some sleet trying to mix in occasionally. And technically, there will probably be some freezing rain around. Now, the definition of freezing rain is rain falling when it's 32 degrees or below. So if it's raining in 32, that's freezing rain. But raining at 32 usually doesn't cause too many problems, especially considering it was 73 degrees yesterday. The ground temperatures are warm. So I'm not real concerned about high impacts from any freezing rain that we have later on tonight. It's not like it's going to be raining in 27 degrees. It's not an ice storm. But technically, there probably will be some freezing rain. Can't even rule out some snowflakes in the far north late tonight. Into tomorrow morning, Mesopotamia, Kinsman, Greenville, you might see some wet snow up there. Now, as far as impacts on the roads, again, even though there are winter weather advisories out for a good chunk of our viewing area, including Trumbull, Mercer, Mahoning, and Lawrence. Again, I'm not expecting high impacts tomorrow morning. Could there be some slick spots here and there? Yes, particularly, I think, as you get onto bridges, overpasses, surfaces that tend to cool more quickly because they're exposed, rather than just plain old roads. So that's something you might have to watch out for in the morning. And again, with temperatures a little cooler in the far northern viewing area up towards Route 87 and over towards Greenville, 59 and I-79 in northeastern parts of Mercer County, it's going to be a little colder up there, so there might be more moderate impacts in those locations tomorrow morning. But, you know, I don't want to play this up too much. For the most part, it's just going to be a soggy, miserable, cold morning commute on Thursday. So if anything changes there, we'll of course keep you up to date. Big picture for tomorrow, we're expecting an afternoon high of 39, pretty close to the average of 38. The rain chances tomorrow will decrease by the afternoon. We're expecting a soggy start to the day, just a wet rush hour. And then in the afternoon, we'll see the rain taper to drizzle, and then the precipitation should just completely end by mid-afternoon. You'll see that on our model here. We get into a break tomorrow afternoon. This is the pattern we're going to get into all the way through the weekend. Rain, break, rain, break. Our first break is tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night, and then the rain comes back first thing Friday morning. Another wet morning commute on Friday. Off and on rain and drizzle throughout the course of Friday. Then we get a break Friday evening into the overnight, and then I think rain will return by about lunchtime on Saturday. That'll set the stage for a pretty wet second half of the day Saturday, and it'll probably rain into Sunday morning as well. We're going to keep an eye on the swollen streams and creeks and rivers across the region because everything's running a little bit high with all the wet weather we've had lately. Our two medium-range models here, the European model and the American GFS model, which actually stands for Global Forecast System. Well, both of those models are kind of singing the same song here as far as rainfall totals through Sunday, probably on the order of 2–2.5 inches on average. It's not all going to come at once, several different rounds of rain, but still, that's a little bit, too much rain for some of the swollen waterways across the region. Quick look at the longer range before we dive in a little more deeply here. Color scheme we haven't shown too much this winter. A very cold pattern in the western U.S. where it's been an exceptionally warm winter. This is good news for the West, not only for skiers, but for water-starved places that are in extreme drought, including a lot of California. Notice kind of a ho-hum looking map here as far as our weather is concerned. I think we're going to start transitioning into a colder pattern once we flip the calendar over into March. February is going to end mild. But once we flip over into March, I think it's going to start cooling off, and I'll show you why in just a second. First things first, before we talk about the longer range in a little more detail, I want to focus on Sunday briefly. Again, rain Saturday. But this is a whale of a cold front on Sunday, and it'll probably rain in the morning. It'll be very windy on Sunday. And with some sunshine, I think the sun is going to try to come out Sunday afternoon. The atmosphere will be very well mixed. And so the really strong winds up at 4,000 or 5,000 feet could very well mix down to the surface, and we could see some gusts to 40 or 45 miles per hour Sunday afternoon. So a very windy day, but the payoff is going to be a nice stretch of weather early next week. A benign pattern for a handful of days as we wrap up the month of February. All right, again, longer range. Warm anomalies in the east through the end of February, but as we get into March, and especially after, say, the first day or two of March, more like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and beyond, notice the blues start showing up here across the eastern U.S. It stays cold in the west, but a fair amount of chilly weather, not exceptionally cold, but chilly weather compared to the average. East of the Mississippi, east of the Rockies, the warm anomalies are pretty much bottled up here in eastern parts of Canada. So I do think we're going to get into a chillier pattern as we get into March, more typical of the season. I don't think it's crazy cold by March standards, but for early March might be a little bit on the chilly side. Here's a look at the latest American modeling for the whole month of March, showing a cold month possibly, especially I suspect the first half of the month in the western U.S. Our weather looks chilly through the first half of the month, and then our confidence decreases beyond that as to what the pattern will ultimately bring. Remember, we called for a cold February, and that was right on the money until the pattern flipped very dramatically. And so our February forecast is going to bust. So, I hesitate to make too many long-range predictions in this kind of a pattern for the second half of March, but the first half of March does look pretty chilly, and that may ultimately make the map look kind of blue for the whole month. But that remains to be seen. We'll do an official March forecast next week as we roll into the 3rd week of the month. Thanks for watching tonight's Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you back here tomorrow evening. We're on time tonight. The Olympic coverage ends at 11, so we'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock.